Assalamu alaikum and good day, guys. Today we are here to introduce our next guest for our next episode. Today we have Aneeqa Aslam. She's a final year student of PDS at the Institute of Dentistry at CMS Lahore Medical College. She's my junior. She's also the president of the Pakistan Association of Dental Students. She founded this association last year, and she's been working tirelessly to make it something big. She's a pretty inspirational woman. She's opened the NGO Let's Grow. She's authored the book Because Words Matter. She has a multitude of achievements, but today we'll just be talking about how she started Pakistan Association of Dental Students, its aims and objectives, its long-term goals, and how the students of Pakistan can benefit by registering in the Pakistan Association of Dental Students. So let's head over to the interview, and if you like it, please subscribe, please like, please support us, please share our video. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, Aneeqa. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much for having me here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Alhamdulillah. How's the lockdown going?
It's going sometimes productive and most of the times boring. So that's the whole thing.
It shouldn't be boring for you. You have
How's
a
it?
lot. It shouldn't be boring for you. You have a lot going on. You like you're president of Pakistan Association of Dental Students. You must have a
Yes,
lot going on.
of course, it has been extremely busy as well. There's not much time to be bored because one after the other we are participating in
Yeah.
competitions and in different activities. But there are weekends when you take rest, and then sometimes you're by the end of the weekend you are again bored, but then it's
Yeah.
Monday again.
Yeah, I know. Well, by your permission, should we start asking you questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, tell us a bit about yourself. Just introduce yourself to our audience. Who you are, why we're interviewing you. Just a little introduction so that everyone knows who you are.
Okay. I'm Aneeqa Aslam, and there have been a few startups that I've started, and the main aims behind all of them were to explore different areas of my own personality, including pyrography, which is something I would say a bit unique about me. Not a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
Secondly, exercising and even giving yoga classes twice in my college to girls. And then there is PADS, which is Pakistan Association of Dental Students, and it is a platform for all the dental students to connect. And that's something that I founded, and now I'm president of, and a lot's going on. So that's
Yeah.
a brief.
And it's an international organization. It's affiliated with International Association of Dental Students, right?
Yes, definitely. We represent Pakistan among 60 countries.
Yeah, that's nice, nice, nice. So once, okay, so you got into CMH. I'm sure it was a ride. I'm sure because we both know getting into a medical college is a ride. It's very difficult. But how has the
Yes.
experience in CMH been so far? The friends, the faculty, the studies, the extracurricular. How has your experience at CMH been so far?
Okay. Whenever someone would ask me some best years of my life, I think they would be my college life and then this life in dental school in CMH. They've been amazing years because of friends, because of faculty, because there have been a different level of bonding with the faculty as well. A lot of teachers, I go to them, I talk to them, they know me, and mostly because of the startups I do, I go to them for advice. Want to point it out because it's that I see tremendous change, drastic change in personalities of students in university, and I think a lot of it
100%
is
agreed.
because of the stress that comes from choosing your career and making friends, socializing, fitting in, not fitting in, and all those kinds of things. So that has been one major experience, one major learning point as well during this whole university life in dental school, that the students they change dramatically, sometimes positively and sometimes
100%. Yeah.
negatively.
Yeah. You're
So
absolutely right.
that's
Because
how my
even
CMH life has been.
you're right, because now that I've graduated, if I look at who I was when I entered CMH and who I am now that I've graduated CMH, those are two different people. Like I am poles apart. It's crazy
Yeah.
how a person changes
Definitely.
during university, positively or negatively. Okay, so let's move on to your association, the Pakistan Association of Dental Students. When did you start working on PADS? What exactly motivated you that you wanted to find something in this association, in this institution?
Yes, thank you for asking that question, first of all. Pakistan Association of Dental Students, the whole idea behind was like I just mentioned, the stress factor for the students.
Mm.
One of the origins of that is that we barely get to connect to the dental students across Pakistan and then across the globe. If you really want to explore the world of dentistry, you have to wait until graduation, and then you can choose to see it or not see it, because we know people who pursue it who do not. So I wanted PADS to be an opportunity for everyone to come together, all the dental students of Pakistan, in which you asked me what motivated me towards it, right? So this is one of the biggest motivation behind it. Further on, adding in the list, there are so many things that you keep thinking, that keep coming to your mind, including the fact that there has to be a platform that promotes research, and specifically for dental students. There
Absolutely
has
true.
to be a
Yeah.
platform that promotes exchange programs for dental students.
I
And
love that point. I love that point about the exchange students, about exchange programs, because that's something you don't get to hear in medicine. And generally, not just dentistry, in the medical field, all throughout Pakistan, you just don't get to hear about exchange programs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That it was
So
amazing.
uh,
Mm.
now, and not just thinking about it, uh, with my team, of course, we realized that dream as well. Like I said,
Yeah.
we
Your
represent
team is amazing.
Pakistan, our dream.
Yes.
And yes, they're the most amazing people I've met. And
Yes.
we have access to international exchange portal. Like when
Yeah.
this quarantine started, there were 9
Yes.
different countries offering exchange programs to different IADS members,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's a huge thing. At least,
Mm.
even if you're not going there, you have access to that. You see what they're offering. You see what's happening there. You get to see their environment. At least
Mm.
that much
Yeah.
everyone gets to see.
What are the aims and objectives of your association? You've already told us, but just if you had to jot five down or three or five down, what would they be? Just in a minute.
Yes. Okay. So the aims and objectives, first of all, was to bring dental students together so that they can have a healthy competition among themselves,
Okay.
so that they can learn teamwork and have patience for one another. Because
Okay.
patience is
Mm.
a very important factor when you are going to go out into the world. If you do not have patience for opinions of other people, you cannot excel.
Yes.
So having
Absolutely
that,
right.
and especially with regards to the different aspects in dentistry, to ensure that. And then moving on, another aim was to ensure that research is something that even a first year dental student is familiar with, at least.
Yes.
Second year one is knows even better, and the third year and fourth year ones then go into it, because I've come across students who live in other countries, and a lot of them are from the European countries, and they almost all of them have published researches
Published
in fourth
research.
year,
Yes.
fifth year, or final year of their dental schools, because
It is
I
so important. Yes.
because in some there is sixth year as well. So that was other aims, that gradually we get to know how they are doing it. We get that exposure as well, and
Yes.
also understanding of what it is. And then I think if students are going to take the responsibility of knowing things more,
No.
I think that's
Yeah.
going to reciprocate from the teacher's side, from the institution's side as well. And one more thing would be that, let's say, when all of this is happening, you're advocating oral health in the society. And
Question. Building on the same question. What are your long-term goals with this association? What do you want to achieve in the long run from this association, inshallah?
okay, inshallah. So, in the longer run, this association aims to be self sustainable, first of all, because
Okay.
that's
Very
huge.
important.
Let's
Very
say
important.
I'm the founder of the association and president at the moment. we have created it such that our constitution states that it is supposed to stay democratic and represent only dental students. So I'm supposed to leave office myself as president. So uh, what the long-term goal is that whenever a new leadership comes in, of course they'll be fresh with ideas, but they have a foundation laid already. So that is one of the aims of this association, to make it self-sustainable in the longer run.
Yeah.
The next bigger aim is that eventually in a few years, um, research would no longer be something that you ask a
Okay.
student about. They tell you, wow, tell me about it. They'll be like, let me also tell you.
Your advice to people who are getting into dentistry, who are in first year or second year BDS, what would your advice be to them? How should they go about their dental school?
I think I would talk about it like this. It's amazing, and it's a fact that there are more than 1 lakh uh, different tastes that our brains can distinguish, and that's a huge ability of our brain. And keeping that in context, I would really like to recommend all the students, whoever is listening. I want myself to listen to this as well. That keep tasting different things, enter, experience, and then decide whether or not you're gonna do it. You cannot say without trying something that this is not something for me. This is not something I'm gonna do. Or lastly, I
This is
would say,
something people, this is something the society won't conform to. This is something that the society won't be okay with.
no matter who said it to you, no matter who said it to you, if you're saying you cannot do it without trying it, you're lying to
Yes,
yourself.
you're
I think
lying.
that's the biggest advice that can be there. And to always, like I mentioned before, and which is that another biggest lie we tell ourselves and we get entrapped into is that we are supposed to be perfect. So every time we make a mistake, we crumble and we do not have the energy to get back up. So it's easier to say, but very difficult to follow. But once
Right.
you understand this concept of getting back up, which literally everyone in the world tells it, and we all know it, we all quote it, like I'm doing it right now. But it
Yeah.
all matters about the understanding of this concept, how it actually makes leaders, people who lead the world and people who do not. The only difference is they learned from their mistakes. There's no one who didn't
Okay.
make it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Aneeqa. This brings me to my last question, and it's the question I'll ask everyone at the end of their interview. What do you think about this startup of ours? And any advice, any free advice that you would like to give us?
Okay. First of all, I think it's a huge thing, considering the fact that there are two people talking. Uh, they are telling about what's inside their head, and they're communicating. So the audience gets the chance to listen to them. I think if I was sitting at home and you were as well, and this conversation was not going on, I do not think all these ideas would have been brought to light in
Definitely.
any way possible. So
Agreed.
whenever someone talks and whenever two people converse, there is definitely something that someone can learn. Sometimes you learn that you are not supposed to do it, and sometimes you learn, okay, I'll
Yes.
do it too. So I think that's the biggest thing that can be achieved when different dentists sit together. Like I'm a final year dental student, I'm sitting right here, and you'll have conversations with people from the same field. So you are going to listen
You learn
to
a
so
lot.
many. So I think that's the biggest
Yes,
achievement
guys.
that
You'll be
there.
learning a lot from these interviews. Don't worry.
Oh,
We have a lot of people coming in for these interviews. It's fine. Okay.
I'm really
Brilliant.
humbled and really appreciate everything.
No, no, no. It's yeah. Thank you so much. The brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. It meant a lot.